dear brothers and sisters. As we now come to the seventh day of the Misa de Gallo, we hear in today's Gospel the Magnificat of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Magnificat. My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. To make great, to make big, like a magnifying glass. Magnificat. This is what Mama Mary is exalting today. My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. And that is true. The Lord is great. God is the greatest. In fact, even our Muslim brothers have that proclamation as their most basic prayer. Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest. Our Blessed Mother agrees to that. God is the greatest. The Lord is great. And so she says, my soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. Now, that is an easy thing to say. God is great. To proclaim the glory of the Lord, glory to God. But then we ask, what makes God great? What exactly is God's glory? Is it similar to our human idea of glory? When we look at the world, when we look at how humanity imagines greatness or glory to be, then we see amazing things. Sometimes we imagine it to be luxury, to have the biggest mansions, the trendiest cars, the latest, most expensive gadgets, cell phones. These, we think, make us great. Or sometimes in power, in positions in society, prestige in our career. These, we think, make us great. But most notably, in the worldly, human way of seeing things, to be great, to be glorious, then it is necessary that I must be greater than you. To be great, to be glorious, is to succeed in that idea of competition. I can only be great if you are less. That is the human mentality. If I want to go up, then eventually I must pull those who are up down. The other becomes a threat because there is only room for one. And if someone is greater than me, greater than I am, then I'll be envious. I will be unhappy. Now, we ask, is this also what greatness in the Lord looks like? This search for status, this thirst for glory, is this also what makes God great? Our Mother, the Blessed Virgin Mary, tells us, my soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. Not because He is there on top of everything, but rather because He has looked down with love upon the lowliness of His handmaid. His power is not to oppress or to boss around, but to lift up the lowly. Just like what He did with our Blessed Mother, or in the first reading, to Hannah, who was barren and was despised. He lifted up their lowliness. His might is not in the favor of the arrogant or of the proud or the haughty, but to help those who are humble. God's greatness, therefore, is not being up above, but in coming down here below. In the midst of our lowliness, our pettiness, even our miseries. To be God with us, Emmanuel. God's greatness is when He becomes the smallest, the lowliest, the most powerless. Dear brothers and sisters, how about us? What is our ideal of glory? What is our measure for greatness? Is it the worldly, the all too human way of outdoing, of bringing down, the glory of pride, but also of enviousness? Or is it the glory of God, who is full and found in humility, in self-giving, in giving and bringing fullness of life to our fellow brothers and sisters? And more importantly, how can we too, in our own lives, say these same words of the Blessed Virgin Mary? My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. May we learn from our Blessed Mother, and may we also, like her, become agents who magnify God's glory by uplifting those who are down, by feeding those who are hungry, and bringing God's love and mercy to those who are least, who are last, who are lost. And may this become our Christmas resolution, that as we sing glory to God in the highest, we now know what it means and the challenge that it entails. And let it be our prayer as we continue in this holy sacrifice of the Mass.